So hand speed. So first of all, you know, growing up, my father told me that I was grasping drumming, you know, just at a very fast pace. And most of the things I was doing was very natural. He didn't teach me. You know, he said I was doing some things, and he would help me put my playing into perspective. So with hand speed and just being fast in general, he was like, you know, that's something that I just, you know, was growing up with. I was just automatically fast. And he just had to help me really monitor the speed, you know, and make sure everything that I do is not fast. But, you know, one thing that I did, you know, growing up, after I realized that I was, you know, fast and I could possibly get faster, one thing that was taught to me by many drummers whose hand speed is fast, such as Dennis Chambers. I mean, I didn't have the actual chance to talk to Buddy Rich, of course, but he was one of the fastest people in the world as well. But stretching was one of the most important things that was taught to me. I didn't realize how important it was until I actually had a situation when I was playing on stage, and you know, I was playing hard, and you know, it was in the middle of the song, and one thing happened, and next thing you know, my hands locked up, and it can happen to anyone. So, you know, stretching was extremely important to making sure I have flexibility around the set, and you know, I didn't tense up. You know, and that's the main thing behind building speed, because you can't go fast if you're tight. You know what I'm saying? So, stretching, also drinking, you know, a lot of water, and also I used to practice with sticks that are a little bit heavier than what I usually play with, of course. And I was in the marching band for a while. So, you know, Ralph Hardeman's or you know, whatever sticks that you can find that are heavier than what you usually play with. And you don't necessarily have to practice on surfaces that don't have any rebound, you know. But, you know, just to be able to practice your basic rudiments. What I like to do is just singles, doubles, and paradiddles. You know, just do that, you know, for 15 minutes or so, just straight, and really building your consistency with, you know, your left and right hand. And speed comes from both of your hands being even, you know, or, you know, even as possible. Because if you're doing a single stroke roll, your right hand might be faster than your left hand, which causes it to somewhat come out sloppy when you do a roll. So speed is basically gauged around how even your hands are, and you know, you stretching and being free around the set.
Cool. And you've mentioned stretching a few times, and so I knew before we started, when we were messing with the mics here, you were doing a few stretches. Do you mind just showing the students exactly what's going on?
So I'll do it with one stick. I mean, but you know, for the more advanced people who feel like that their flexibility is on another level, you can use two sticks. But what I like to do is just grab a stick, okay, and put, you know, each hand at each end of the stick, hold it, and I do one hand at a time. So basically, I'm just bringing the left hand around, up and under. Okay, you stretch. So now I have my right hand that I can use to stretch this wrist. Okay, and it's not just stretching the wrist; it's stretching your whole arm, everything, which is extremely important. And you do the same thing with the right hand. Okay, and if you can, you do it with both. Okay, and then you do that for maybe a couple of minutes. You don't have to do it, you know, for a long period of time. Then, you know, most people you see, or most drummers you see, you know, do this with the sticks. You know, and that's good. But when, you know, when I was in marching band, you know, if you want to get more weight, of course, you know, you just put the butt of the stick and the head of the stick pretty much together to where your fist is, and you do that. And that gives you a lot more weight, you know, as far as the stretching is concerned. You do that with both hands, of course. And I probably stretch for about maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I mean, I'm not actually counting, but it seems like that that much. And then that's when I go into just warming up.
Cool. And for warming up, you said singles, doubles, and paradiddles. Do you mind just like going through that, what that routine would look like, even if it's around the kit, just to kind of?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, usually I just like to practice either on my snare drum or on a pad, but it's basic, you know. Oh, that's kind of loud.
That's really loud.
I'll turn it down just a little bit.
Okay.
So. So what I'm doing right now is just basically getting, you know, comfortable with whatever I'm practicing on. I want to, you know, extend my wrist as much as possible, and this is also helping with the stretching. You know, I might not play like this around the set, but you know, for warm-up purposes, it's great. Okay, you don't have to go fast to begin with. Okay, it's just really about getting the consistency of your right and left hand and just staying consistent, basically. Then the same thing with doubles. Same with paradiddles. And then I put them together. Okay, and so you do that for maybe like 5 minutes, and then you speed it up at your own pace.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah. You know, and then you can, of course, you can apply that, you know, to the drum set. So, of course, you probably won't be doing double strokes around the set or paradiddles around the set per se, but it's basically for you to get comfortable with the set. Okay, and that's what speed is about. It's about accuracy, you know, and just knowing your set. You know, so you know, developing speed too, and making sure you can get around the set at a fast pace is also determined on how you set up your set as well. You have to set up to where you're comfortable, because if you have a time that's way over here because you saw someone else do it and it's not really comfortable to you, and you have a time way over here, you know, it might not be set up, you know, for you. So just make sure you get the set set up to where you just feel like you're one with the set, and that will help you with your playing, your speed, you know, etc.
Yeah.